Alright, so hey guys, it's TG Blaster Shot and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be doing another hero guide for one of my favourite lightsaber heroes, and that is Luke Skywalker. First of all, let's let you guys know that of course hero guides are coming out really quickly now. I've started doing a lot of them lately, and the next one up will be Boba Fett, and then of course I'll probably start focusing on Lightsaber. So you guys let me know what lightsaber I should start focusing on. Anyway, let's get started. So, of course we all know that Luke Skywalker is probably one of the best characters to duel with. Me personally, I like doing a lot of parries with him, since of course his stamina is just like amazing. And yes, there's a few star cards in this hero guide that will be a bit of not really much of use, but personally I really think you should if you're going to be in a like one-on-one situation. Ooh, excuse me. One-on-one situation. But hopefully this helps you out and makes you a bit more better at Luke Skywalker. So first of all, I just want to talk about the three main abilities, and that is Repulse, Dash. I don't know what the actual one. I think it's just Dash, and then he's Force Push. Repulse is like an area thing where like it's like a 360 degrees and you can take out multiple enemies depending on what health bar they're on. I have got some star cards on my list if you want to improve your skills with Repulse, but we'll get into that later. Dash is basically Luke's like agility, or just like it helps him with lightsaber duels, I'm just gonna say that. But like also like if you're going into a battle scenario, Dash can really help. I've got some star cards to help you out with that as well, but we'll get back to later. And of course his standard Force Push, which is from basically just pushes enemies depending on health bar, you can get them one-shotted. But anyway, without further ado, let's just get into the star cards, as I really want to cover them first. Alright, so the first star card I recommend you guys use is for Galactic Assault, and that is Rush Immunity. Now, Rush Immunity is basically a star card where you can take less damage when you activate Luke's dash. It's really good for situations where like you've got a Palpatine chasing you, or just blasters in general, and it comes into handy with the next star card, which will be it's for either want to use it on Galactic Assault, or if you guys want to use it on H versus Villains. This next card's, including this card, will make a deadly combo. Okay, so the next star card I recommend you guys use for your setup for either Galactic Assault or H versus Villains, it's really up to you, is Epicenter. Epicenter basically does bonus damage when the opponent is about halfway between the repulse radius. This can come in really handy for those like sticky situations where Luke could possibly die. I used to use this card a lot on Galactic Assault, but nowadays I just do a different setup. But personally, this card can come in handy, but I'm just going to show some quick gameplay here of basically, this gameplay about to start in about a second, I know when I put it in, but this gameplay basically shows how you would usually use the Repulse. It just does bonus damage. Okay, so before I talk about this star card, I just want to mention this star card used to be the most powerful star card for Luke. Of course it still is, but basically what it does is, it's called Intensify, and basically every time you get a trooper kill or do 200 damage to villains, Luke gets bonus damage with his lightsaber strikes. It can come into handy a lot for like one-shotting infantry, and yeah, it's probably one of the best star cards to use on Galactic Assault. Of course, if you want to use it on HVV, that's personally your choice. I wouldn't, because there's so many better cards for HVV than this. Alright, so the next star card I would like to cover is called JEDI Reflexes. Basically, this gives Luke an extra dash strike, but the recharge time is increased. Of course, if you get it to purple, you only get 15%, but if you start at the standard edition, you get 25%. This star card can come in handy when you're in those situations where Luke combos with the damage reduction while using this. So basically you could do 3 dashes and you'd get a bit longer damage reduction, but it comes in handy with HOV, especially in duels, so you just get behind the enemy, or if they're on the ground you dash strike them and then you attack them. It's quite a good card. and I really recommend you guys use it for either HVV or Galactic Assault. It really is your preference of how to play Luke. Alright guys, so the next star card I really recommend you guys use is a Jedi Fighter. Now, Jedi Fighter will come in handy for HVV and lightsaber duels, as it really increases Luke's like stamina bar, but also like just stamina drain. Of course, this card does less stamina drain depending on what rarity you have. So there's 20% for standard, 25% for rare, etc, etc. Sorry, no, rare's 30%, and then of course, yeah. But anyway, this card can come in really handy for those situations, especially with pesky Palpatine players, as I've experienced a lot of them lately. But this card has really shot it out for me, since now when Palpatine's tried draining my stamina with lightning, it drains more of their stamina than mine. And I'm just going to show some gameplay here of Luke's swings. I'm not going to say how many swings he does, because I don't know, but here we are. This is when we don't have the star card actually on, and then I'm going to respawn real quick just to show you guys what happens if you put the star card on. If it just hurries up a second, just put the star card on, spawn as Luke, and then there you go. So the swing speeds are, well, not swing speeds, but swings are a lot more longer, and they can come in handy when there's like lightsaber combat situations, and I really think you should use it in HVV. I'm just going to make this one short and simple. Basically, this is extended push reach. This star card can come in handy for Galactic Assault. Personally, my opinion. Basically, it's an increased area of effect. There's not really much to talk about. It doesn't increase the damage. I mean, it comes in handy for them situations when you want to get a lot of trooper kills, especially when you do the dash strike and then not epicenter, but repulse. Usually the star card usually comes in handy for those like close corners as well, like Naboo corridors, and just in general, like Death Star 2. Death Star 2's final phase really comes in handy with the star card. And a lot of people start using this, and me personally, I will start using it. But yeah, if you guys want to use this card, I think you should use it on Galactic Assault other than HVV. Just that's my opinion, unfortunately. Now, before any of you guys say, well, why do you not add any of the star cards? Basically, the star cards that I haven't included are basically cards I don't use, and I think a lot of people don't use. Like, there's a lot of nice ones in there, but personally I think there's better cards like the ones I've just used there. Of course, if you guys have your own personal like setup for Luke, that's perfectly fine. I'm just here to help those not noobs, but new players from Christmas, just to, you know, get that whiffs of how to use Luke, and of course just improve your skills with the star cards. Now, of course, I didn't really mention that much with this guide. I will tell some things. So when you're in a lightsaber duel, don't go cocky with your stamina. I know this might seem a bit like, what the hell are you talking about? But of course, a lot of people use Luke just for that, like, spam, if you know what I mean. If you can see here, I mean, I've got spare gameplay, but I did try and go a bit cocky with Luke here. But be careful with stamina. Stamina is key with Luke. If you don't have enough stamina, you're gonna die quickly. But just take your time with those swings, especially like doing like 2 and then dodge 2, etc, etc. Just try stuff like that. Of course, there's so many combos with his push and repulse you can do, and his dash. It's really up to you lot if you want a combo. But I hope you enjoyed this little mini hero guide. There wasn't that much I could really cover, but I mean, if you all enjoyed, please leave a like and a comment. Really appreciate it. And of course, Boba Fett's hero guide's coming soon on the channel. Anyway, I've been TG Blaster Shots, and I'll see you guys in the next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. And goodbye.